Good evening. Just checking if my mic's working. Hello, hello. Just checking if my Facebook is working, which I think it works. So, hello everyone. Glad to be back. Uh, Tonight I'm still gonna be working on my court wall character. I think this time we'll be like focusing mainly on the ed part, which it's always fun. Uh, right, like the last time I just nailed down like really basic, rough shape, and just to give like a rough idea on where I should place my stuff. But yeah, we'll work on the silhouette and parts as we go along. But that will be it for now. Outside of that, I mean, no big news. But today I'm gonna present you like another sculptor that I really really like, which is a guy called Marco Plouffe, which is this guy is pretty amazing. I really like his I mean he can do like a art surface and organic and all kind of model basically. Uh, that's his company called Chaos Mason, and I know that I can find right over here. He's even like selling his own collectibles in I guess tutorial, and yeah, and I think like this one was made by Sebastien, I think like the other co-founder. But yeah, you can definitely look his art station. This guy is just like productivity wise, it's insane. Like how many sculptures he just output. So yeah, all of his work is pretty much amazing. Really flawless kind of stuff. So great reference. So yeah, you can look for like I've said, um, Marco Plouffe, and yeah, go check out his stuff. Really amazing. So after that, one of the thing usually I try to present like tutorials or stuff like that that like help me like to do my day-to-day work, but sometimes it's art books as well. And I think like the first sessions that I did were like art books on I think it was Metal Gear, but I'm just gonna go full face. Ooh, I hope it's not like too ugly for you guys. So basically, that's one of the other reference that I like to dig in, which is totally awesome. That's like the game called Darksiders, and basically that's a book that was like Joe Mad, like a comic book artist. He used to work for that company, I think called Vigil. Whoops, I'm just gonna try to show you a little bit. Wait, I'm gonna check first, and yeah, I mean like all of his concept, I really dig it, like silhouette wise and stuff like that. But see, like it's all amazing kind of stuff. Basically every time that I look at his stuff, I just want to sculpt them all. But even like his demons, and I know it's not only Joe Mad. I think there was like Paul Richard and other amazing concept artists who actually contributed to that. But really, really amazing. And since I like it so much, I actually bought like the second one as well, which is like another great inspiration. And I know that the third one is like coming out, but sadly it's not made by Joe Mad. It's as art direction. It's still I think like the original developer team, but yeah, it's great like for inspiration and reference, and I think their silhouette are just like completely crazy, which I completely dig. So this is it for that. Um, I keep yeah okay. Hi guys, hi Rod, hi Raj Nair. Man, that name is so cool. We don't hear that like too often, like in Quebec City, but I really dig it. Your name is awesome, man. So yeah, just like this character, especially the face part, art surface going on. So I'll slowly start to fill in my, and just to be sure for the guys who actually missed the thing before, that's my basically my that's my reference page. It's all the images I could find like from comic books, and there's like other variants of the this character. Basically there's like a talent for every century I think. even like a female version, which looked like totally awesome. But yeah, the one that I've picked is actually this one. And one of the things that you'll find out, and this happens like so many times, even like with the professional concept artists that I like work with, like they'll give you like a front view and then the back view, and then both of them look really cool. But when you start to look like with intricate details, you'll find like some of the parts don't, they're not meant to be, turned around, or they're not like, uh, I guess like designed to be like in 3D, and you'll find that like quite often. One of the simple detail is actually the one of the thing I was like looking at was like that bit, like that kind of ear piece, which is over here seems to be like a lot more, extruding. Over here it seems similar, and yeah, it got different kind of a shape. Even here, I'm not sure what's going on, but and even here you can see like a lot of the bump outside. So we'll try like average out between the two. And one of the things that I saw was like that kind of wire don't going down, which I think is pretty cool. But over here it seems to be different kind of a. I know it's I know it's not the same ear, but still, I think we'll try to find like something cool to put in there. But yeah, at the same time, that's the cool part about having like something that is not like purely, design and all that. Give us like the chance to just experiment and then try stuff. So I'm just gonna see if I can play around with shape. Since um, my computer always got like a hard time streaming and sculpting, I'm just gonna isolate some of the part, and I'm gonna close some of the stuff that got open just for the sake of speed. And yeah, like what I'll try to do right now is just like I'll try like to flesh out a little bit more of detail from what I saw. Like it's almost like a secondary level kind of pass of details, and then from there I'll actually like use it as a sketch reference for my detail, and then flesh out the real kind of art surface asset. So one of the things that I like about the concept, I feel it's almost like those old gauges that got like a knob in the center, and like that kind of like triangle, if you like those steampunk that you can just spin it around. And for this, I guess it could be like since you got like something that goes like on his head, it could be something that actually when you turn it, it actually, well, I'm pointing the monitor, but it actually falls down in the back of the head. Just like a way to actually remove the thing or like unfold the thing when you're wearing it. So I'll try to make something that makes sense with that kind of detail. So once again, I don't have like a lot of detail, and for those part I could use Sculptress, but I'm gonna do like a little trick. Just gonna subdivide. So right now, I just like, since I masked the rest of it and only that part, I got like a high density of polygons right in there. So now if I go back in, see, I can smooth out my detail, and then try to make this a little bit thinner. Right now I'm doing like a lot of small, how can I say that, like a wrist twitch, because you see a lot of those things. That's actually something that I hate. It's like when I'm not like warmed up, I just go with that small scribble, which usually when you try to sculpt more from the shoulder, you should be, for detail wise, I feel like it's easier like to go with like straight lines rather than going like this, or just whatever I was like trying to do. Because after that, like when I'm gonna be doing my art surface and I'm gonna be looking at it from this angle, you'll see like a lot of uneven surfaces. So I'll need like to fix a lot of stuff afterwards. So just to be sure, like I just want to be. I'm always like kind of paranoid. Like you guys can hear me right? I just want to be sure like the sound is actually okay and all that stuff. You know, oftentimes I start like a super hyped up and then I realize after 15 minutes I'm like talking to myself because nobody can hear me. So, and once again, like all of those details, they're not meant to be used as is. It's just like a way for me to try to flesh out what kind of detail I like to do. It's like basically it's how I do it, like to just to be sure I don't put like any kind of technical constraint on myself to make it like nice or pretty. I just go ahead and try to make something that feels design wise, and when you look at this distance, usually it doesn't seem like that kind of weird. Of course, like in this case, I really abused the whole cylindrical shape, which I totally messed up. But yeah, I think you get the idea. Okay, great. Thanks, pre-drag Pesic 16. Damn, you guys got like insane names, but I like it. Uh, so you guys are sculpting right now? Doing anything cool? So once again, I'm just like playing around a little bit. It's part of my warm up. One of the things that I like about those talons and Courtavals, like they're kind of super, they're rich, but they got like all kind of, I guess like art, pattern like dolls and all that stuff. So I'm gonna try to bring that back a little bit more. I don't know yet for what I'm going for, but that's another thing sometimes I like to do. Like I'll just like pre-sketch without any like intent, and along the way I'll make like a happy accident, and maybe I'll think about something cool to make with that stuff. So I'll just like go along and just have fun. Okay. Oh yeah, you bet. Sculptress Pro mode is I really like it too. I think the only thing that kind of annoys me a little bit is actually the fact that you cannot use like a. But by the way, like yeah, I was about to say I don't know if I actually updated to 2.1, but yes, I did. But yeah, I'm not sure if they fixed it or like there's a way to actually use it with um hidden what's the name again? Hidden the back face. Back face mask, because every time that I use it with that, like it doesn't work. So I wish like the Sculptress Pro would actually work out with that, because when you're sculpting really thin surfaces, you kind of you know bring out like the opposite side, and yeah, it kind of sucked. But I guess you could always like mask it, like do a poly group on one side, flip it around, and then mask the opposite. But yeah, I wish like this could be like part of the one of the brush features. And the other thing is like I wish we could actually mask stuff. Like right now, like I masked like the top part of the head. Wish we could have used like Sculptress. I needed to reveal the whole body to do that. So yeah, like right now it's not too bad because I don't have like a lot of detail. It's just my PC that it's like kind of not so good. But I mean like when you got like a lot of detail and for some reason you want to use Sculptress, then you restrain. So I'm just gonna go on the other side just to have like a different perspective. Ah, nice. Unreal. See, that's one of the engine that I work at Ubisoft during the daytime, and that's one of the engine that they will never go for. But yeah, I never had like the chance to work in Unreal, but it's clearly something that I would love to do like professionally at some point. Because to be honest with you, I'm still well. I guess that's no surprise with this sculpt, but I mean, like even to this day, what Rocksteady Studio did with Arkham Knight, I think it's just like freaking amazing. And I know that they started off come on. They started off Unreal Engine. I know it's like probably heavily modified, but still I feel like the whole reflection and lighting it's just like even to this day it's something that I enjoy like playing that game just for that. So I can't wait actually for them like to announce like the new game that they're working on. It's still one of my favorite studios out there, and I still need like to try out the Spider-Man game. I mean, a lot of people are saying gameplay wise, it's a lot like the Arkham Knight, which I really like too. So there's like more than one thing that I like about that game. I guess not just the visuals. I'm just gonna add like a little bit more of polys again. Subdivide it. There you go. If I want to be honest with you guys, it's not the kind of stuff that I usually do, but that's something I wanted to try out for a while, like subdividing and masking, because I knew it was working, but I just never had the time. So right now it's at the same time I'm sculpting this, like I'm trying it out, and I kind of like it, specifically because it's not like compared to Sculptress, it's not like eating up the performance of my machine. But I think Sculptress is like a lot better optimized because still like in by doing this I'm actually adding polygons even in the region where I don't want some. But Sculptress is gonna be like more precise. So yeah, if I had like a stronger machine, I think I would definitely prefer Sculptress versus doing this. But you know, any workaround works well depending on what you prefer. So. So don't forget my trick, guys, with the AQ curve, move an AQ curve. It's so good to just fix quick stuff. So like, even like that kind of spike, It's kind of annoying, so I'll just like push it back in. Okay, so next part. Some of the detail is like so simple that I could just like sketch out, you know, stuff like cylinders, and I could just like sketch it out quickly, but at the same time I'm just like, okay, you know, I might be focusing on something else instead. So, and instead of going back later to fix it, if it's like a really simple shape, I will just create like another, I will append like another cylinder right away, and then just make it almost like as final. So just want to be sure I'm getting this right. I like those goggles because they remind me of you know, those things. It reminds me a lot of you know, like basically the, I only got like the French name in mind, but like the guys who actually like the doctor for the eyes, and yeah, usually they got like those huge goggles that they put like on top of your face to actually see your eyesight, and I feel like they got all kind of those screws and buttons, and it's, yeah, it's I guess I'll go like a little bit with that kind of style. So like you see, you know, you can get inspired by pretty much anything around you, and good detail is good detail. So what my people are saying in the chat. Yeah, definitely. Like Sculptris Pro is really good for blocking like big shapes and stuff like that. But you can even like go into small detail. I mean, like some kind of a, like during the beta, we barely saw it, but I mean like some kind of I made like a sphere, and I grew like a kind of a, uh, I guess like a power beam, if you like, you know, a little bit like Dragon Ball Z, you know, like when they're just like having like those huge beam like coming out of their hands, and it's like it was like sticking out of the sphere, and then just by the Sculptris Pro, I could actually like, extend the whole beam, and then at the end of the beam, I could actually sculpt the whole character. You know, I started like to grow a hand, and then I grow like a torso, and then spawn like a head, and then two legs. But I mean, like everything started from a sphere, and I just extended the thing, and I was just like building up on top. And I could have went on and just add more detail. But that's the thing with Sculptris Pro. At some point, you I like to block my stuff and then add some detail like I'm doing right now. But if I'm gonna be finalizing my stuff, I would rather like start from something new, because most of the time, like when you'll see later, but when when I sculpt, um, when I create my new mesh, which is like hard surface or even organic, I'll do like a really kind of low res version, and then I will subdivide that, because if I need to move hard surface and I can go really low, it won't actually destroy like the surface and have like some kind of weird bump and stuff like that in something that is supposed to be perfectly round. So that's why I'll kind of I'll try to go low and then subdivide it. But if I go with Sculptris all the way, I will just get like a really dense mesh, and I won't be able like to fall back to. So that's why I'll make like a second version. Sorry, I still need like to sculpt. I'm talking too much. So um, yeah. See, like one of the things that I really like about Unreal, and I seen that like back then, you know, like they were making when they released that trailer with like the assassin with like dreads, and basically they were like saying from that trailer that one of the tech that they used was actually based on sorry guys, by the way, it's supposed to be like on 3D print, and I'm like completely going like overboard on game engine, but I guess it's all part of the fun. So I apologize guys. absolutely got like no interest in that. But yeah, one of the things that I like about the Unreal thing is actually that you could just like load up like a color ID map or a clown map into the engine, and depending on the color that you put, you could actually assign a material to that, but like all the materials will be already in the engine. It's almost like Substance Painter, but all in the engine. So you load like only one like 24 karat gold, and then you assign it like on character or environment or whatever. But I mean, like that was like so strong. So, and I'm pretty sure like all the games right now are like leaning towards that. But yeah, I think it was like really, really cool. At the time, like it was only Unreal who actually had that. Okay, so I don't want to be wasting too much time on this. But now it's like a good time to, since I did not like do the art surface part. It's kind of a good time to actually play around. Even if I mess up the surface, it's 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 no big trouble. That's the time. That's why the times actually they did it like in a get like a really really like rough sketch but with detail, because I can just like after that, once this will be finished and then I go like fully art surface, then moving this will be more dangerous not to destroy the surface, the perfectly flat surface. So I would rather like do it right now. Okay, and then like I mentioned, I'm just gonna add um, since I really don't like the this thing at the top, I will just go over here. Oops. Do a delete hidden, and then from there, just for alignment, I will cap it. But where is it? Close all. Okay. So yeah, by the way, I didn't get the chance to ask, but I'm gonna get back at the chat in a few minutes. But I'd like to know where you're watching this from. Right now, I'm actually streaming from Quebec City in Canada. So yeah, I apologize if my French accent wanna come out and jump at you. But yeah, so that's where I'm streaming right now. So it's right now. I think like tonight we're supposed to get like some kind of crazy blizzard, and it's supposed to be like a 25-inch or 30. No, no, not 25 inch. Like 25 centimeter 30. So it's like almost like a foot of snow that it's supposed to snow like from this night to tomorrow. So yeah, I guess I'll need like to bring out my shovel. And the craziest part is like we're still in November, which is over here. That's totally against the usual. It's usually we get like snow like in December or like barely in November, but this year it's just nuts. So that's why I'm like inside sculpting away from all the snow, trying to forget. So just trying to find like the right size for it. Oops. Another great thing is like right now, since I got this piece already in place and it's already like kind of perfectly, well, I think so. It's kind of a mostly like perfectly 90 degrees. I can use it as reference to actually bring my stuff all straight with this. So before I start placing my thing, I will always look at it from every angle. Right now, the shoulders are kind of in the way, so. And one other thing I'll do, go back to over here. By the way, like if you want to move your subtools quickly, I press Control and then up arrow and then bloop, bloop. And yeah, the sound effect doesn't come with the whole, but I strongly advise you to make a sound effect while you're moving your things. It's a lot cooler. But yeah, and then you can do like a start and then do another start over here. So this way, when you hide this, it will unhide only that part. So I'm gonna press Control Shift and then on one of those things, whoops, this. So I'm hiding everything and then revealing only that. So because of the start and start. So just a quick hit. Oops. One other thing that you can do as well to flatten the whole thing is like, I'm just gonna hide this. Yeah, just one H polish on it. So I think right now it's not too bad because it's almost does like some glasses and it kind of narrows like part of the center, and I kind of like that. It's not. I don't like having like perfectly straight lines. I kind of like to break up stuff, especially around that. So I think we'll go for that. So just bring back my friend over here. So a little bit smaller. Then since I don't like that topology, I'm gonna delete it. Just want to see if okay, so I deleted both sides. Well, not yet, but now I did. So I'll press 9 to go back to my Z modeler. Well, I press 9. It's because it's my short key, so I think there's like a close. I'm gonna okay, I think I'm gonna, I deleted this, but I think what I'm gonna do is like I'm just gonna try to make it work. Polygroup. No. Yes. So just like gonna try to come on. Wait a second. I got like I'm thinking at the same time, so but I think I'm gonna try a little trick. So if I do something like that, I know there's like different ways to do it, but just for fun, I'm gonna try like something different because I feel like it. Do you guys feel it as well? You know, making a difference. So wait, come on, man. Relative +1. Yes, do it. Oops. So if I go like this, yes, it kind of worked. So I say kind of because it's going a little bit inside, but we'll get there. Just gonna remove this. Yeah, we can barely see something, but it should be alright. Yeah, they're supposed to be all like that, and then one of the annoying parts, sometimes I'll just do like a do nothing, and then yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of rusty a little bit with the Z modeler. So if it does that, well, sometimes like the tools, like if you feel the Z modeler is not like acting proper, like this thing, like it was doing pretty much the opposite that I wanted like to do. So sometimes what I'll do is just I'll flip my mesh, and then I'm just gonna isolate that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work at all like this, but okay. I guess I'll just, in that case, I'll just close the hole. Uh, Sorry, I'm just thinking. Man, I want to do like the simple thing, but maybe it's just because like I'm tired from my day. But you know, never struggle so much to do just an insert. Just I mean like an extrude. But it's all right. I'm gonna work through it. doesn't work. I don't know why it's, for some reason it just explodes. It depends, like, it doesn't look like that, but yeah, usually I use like the Z model often. I rarely use like, you know, back then, I think like 10 years ago, I was like doing a lot of box modeling. But yeah, one of the reasons why I try to keep it in there is basically because every time that I work, and yeah, for some reason like tonight I got like a hard time with Z modeler, but it's because it creates like a polygroup, and this is looks so powerful for the rest of the process. So it saves me like time because I actually construct my model, but at the same time I'm assigning polygroups. I mean, there's like quick ways to actually assign polygroups if you don't want to go this way, but yeah, I find it like useful to, and even like all of that stuff. I think it's just like a get used to it, but I think it's in the end it's gonna pay off. I think it's definitely something like worth investing in. Man, I don't know why I get this, but it's alright. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. Doesn't want to cooperate. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do next. Um, if I do insert, because I want to do like those small dents, but I'm wondering if I'm gonna do them in UV or, yeah, I think, I guess we'll try to do it, yeah, like that. So if I go, um, that's one of the thing. Like, it's when you're used to like box modeling, and then you go with this, and then you try to understand the terms that they meant. It's sometimes it's just like, you just need like to try them all up until you get the result that you want. It's, but yeah, all of that struggle is like part of the process. Sadly, if you don't like struggling, then I'm sorry for you, but it's, yeah, there's no easy way to get there. Why? Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it be for now because for some reason I'm kind of stuck. So, let me get back at the chat just to be sure I'm not missing out on you guys. I'm going up, going up. Um, if I did apologize, is that model? No, not yet. I'm gonna do it eventually, but I might not as well. You know, the only reason why I might be doing like some kind of retopo, which might be more in a way of a Z modeler, it's really for printing. I don't really, it's not gonna be like in-game asset. So yeah. So hey, what's up, Montreal? What's up, New York? What's up, Minneapolis? Oh, what's up, Belgrade? Serbia. It's awesome, guys. Hey, what's up from UK? Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean when you say that every time that you use a Z modeler, you would prefer to use the 3D Max. I mean, like it's that's the thing with 3D. Like it's always like there's always like a kind of a get used to it. Like when I started doing 3D like back in 2002, um, I was using like I learned it on Maya 4.0, and that was a struggle. But then after that, I had like to move to Softimage, like XSI, and that was like another struggle. But at least I knew like the language, or I was it was almost like a was like I didn't know how to speak when I was like learning Maya, and then I knew how to speak, but I didn't know how to speak that language, so I spoke like the XSI language. But then I learned 3D Max, and then yeah, I like to once again get used to that and find like well, the good part was like I was working with a lot of guys who knew 3D Max pretty well, so I um I was just like asking for equivalents for for the other for like Subtimage or Maya, but in Max. So that's how I kind of managed to find my way. But yeah, I think it's always good to have like more than one way to do stuff. And yeah, 3D sadly it's always like kind of a can be a nightmare like to get used to like a new tool or anything like that. But to be honest with you, I think it always pays off in the end because as much as I don't like to see it, I mean the whole 3D and industry thing, it's every week or every month or every year, it's something is changing, and yeah, you need like to enjoy that process of like learning new tools and getting used to it, even if it's hard and kind of it definitely like brings you out of your comfort zone. So just trying to find the right thickness. I'm gonna go back in ZModeler and I don't need that many subdivisions, so I'll just remove them. Come on, ZModeler. Okay. And I'm gonna add one more. Okay, that might be why it was like sticking out so much. I actually put like some intensity, and I guess I didn't notice. So I'm gonna do this, and then one of the thing that you can do if you wanna, because right now I want like a polygroup right in there. You could always like do a polygroup front, but I'll catch some of the top part. And if you do like an auto group, which won't do exactly nothing. So once again, one of the things that I like, it's the binormals. If I write 25, not too bad. So now I can isolate that, and I'll bring my, it's almost in the center, but just to be sure, I'm gonna see, you saw like my, the red dot. I put it like right on the vertex and then did that. So now if I go with scale, it will be like really from the center. So it seems to be poly loop. Okay, and then this is like probably my video game background that is like actually doing this. It's because usually for baking I kind of like bringing stuff together like that. So I'll wait. I'm just gonna isolate this again. Okay, and then for some reason it doesn't really work, but yeah. Another trick that I got like for this, it's because yeah, the video game background, the reason why I say that is like when you bake and you got like size like that, sometimes like you'll get like artifacts because it's way too straight. So I kind of narrow like the bottom from the top, and at the same time it allows you like to see the sides from the object. It gives, I guess, like it's less sharp. I guess it gives you like a different style, but yeah, I like it. So what I'll gonna do, I'm gonna add those lines and then delete that edge loop. Come on. So narrow, it's kind of hard like to get into. Okay, so one side is done, then we'll delete the other edge loop. So now like the center is like a little bit more narrow, and now you see like the brown sides. So I'm just gonna continue, and then I'm gonna show you like another thing. But I think that's a great example how you can use the ZModeler. And even this you can do. I think it's transpose polygroup island. QMesh. Not too much, but just a little bit. Once again, I'm going to delete this. So I still got like that kind of angle in it. Doesn't need to be that much, but it's just a tiny bit. And And one last one, and with a cube mesh that goes inside. Like this should be all right. So I could go on and extrude my other. Well, right now I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at. Like I'm working on that piece, and I could go on and like extrude that part, which is like kind of a. But yeah, I mean, like usually I like to separate it, make two separate pieces because it's like you can clearly see it's like two different things. Like this tube, like if you would have like to build this, you would probably like separate those two. But in our case, since it's like for print, and I kind of like to have like watertight kind of a meshes, like clean meshes. So I think I'm gonna just like model it all together. And but the only thing I don't want to miss out on this is like since I'm working it in, and I already like a shape with like the eye. I just want to be sure I'm not like missing out on the overall size of the eye. I don't want to go too big or too small, and I know that at this size was all right because if you look already with the green thing, it almost looked like kind of spooky, and I think just a tiny bit smaller will look better. So um, so something like that. I'm still in delete. For this, I'm gonna go and set. You can always see like at the top like edge action, so you know like in which menu you are in. I could try like to grow like half a sphere, and because it's a lens, it's supposed to go, but it's gonna be like way too hard to actually get like something that looks really nice and even. So for this, I'm gonna kind of cheat. Um, I'm just gonna go Q mesh, and then I'll go slightly in. You guys went all silent. I guess I got, your attention right now, eh? I guess that's a good sign. Or maybe it's just because I forgot to scroll down the bar. Yeah, I think that's exactly it. So apologies. I'm gonna head back at the chat in a second. I don't want to leave you hanging alone in the corner. I don't want to see like nobody crying during my streaming. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take care of you guys. No worries. I did not forget about you. I'm not just like sitting talking to myself. So yeah. Okay. So this is like basically the lens we'll be going for. But now I'm gonna show you the magic of having like multiple polygroups like that. First off, one of the things I'll do is like crease by polygroup, and usually like for our surface, I go between 2 and 3, depending. Like 2, what's gonna be like a little bit softer, and 3 is gonna be like really hard. So we'll try 3, and then crease polygroup. So it means by going 3, just by the way, I'm just gonna explain a little bit more, but yeah, by going 3, it means like at basically it will keep my edges hard for the 3 first subdivisions, but after that it will release like the creasing, so you'll have like softer kind of effect. So if I go 1, 2, then it's supposed to be releasing afterwards. See? Well, yeah, we don't see a whole lot, but at least it still maintains my whole. Then I can still like subdivide it. And then I still got like that soft, round edge on some parts, but yeah. So basically, that's one of the things that I like to do with the Z modeler. So now I can always like go back in, append like a sphere, just complete like that length before I head back to the chat. And yeah, by the way, if you got like any question, you can start like writing them right away. And while I'm doing this, I'm gonna, you know, do my shameful plug. If you guys want to follow me, like on social media, you can always look at the bottom of the screen. There's like all the names per social media. If you look for those specific names next to each logo, then you know, just pick whatever social platform you prefer, and then yeah, you can follow me on those social media. And yeah, if you want to reach out, feel free. Always like to answer questions, so don't worry, don't be shy. I'm just gonna delete that. By the way, right now I work like all in separate pieces, like, but if at some point I want to move them all together, I'll be like able to use this, which allows you like select multiple subtools. So that's another great thing. If you were not like aware of it, then yes, it's there. So yeah, just like that, I'm gonna put in my lens. Try not to make it clip. Okay, so I think if we look at like a final look around, seems like clipping, well, barely, but no, not even. So yeah, so that's and like I mentioned like before, one of the things that maybe for you guys, I keep like pushing this and not looking in the chat, but if you have felt that okay, I got some crease, but over here I should definitely need like a crease, but I never put it in, so you can always like go back, Z modeler. Of course, I don't think it's gonna work since I got subdivision, so I'll do like a delete higher. Um, right click, crease, edge loop. Then here you go. So now I got like a new edge loop right there, so I can still like subdivide. There you go. Now I got like a crease right there. So, and even if you want to go even more crazy, since it's supposed to be symmetrical, then I'm gonna go. I should probably save, but yeah, you know, I'll take a risk. You can do this, which is mirror and weld. Yeah, some helpful guy that was like on the stream actually make me notice that the mirror and weld doesn't work. Only work if you mirror it from this side to the other one. If you start from this one to, well, from this one to this one, it won't actually work. So thanks again for the whoever actually helped me figure this out. So same thing. So that's why I'm doing like a first a mirror on this side, and then I do like a mirror and a weld, and then it works out. So and then I can go in and then subdivide. Here you go. So same thing for this. It looks a little bit weird, but it's alright. I'm gonna and that's another thing. Like right now, wait, I got like another idea. While I'm showing stuff. I'm gonna delete, oops, I'm gonna go subdivision 1, delete higher, and then I'm gonna go subdivision, no, quick save me. So delete higher. So right now we got, we're subdivision 1 on this one and subdivision 1 on this one, so why not, merge them? So I'll merge down. Okay, so this way I'm still keeping all my groups, so if I still need like to edit this, then I can always like go like that and then whatever. Whoop. So, but now it's all part of the same subtool. So if for some reason I want to move like everything, if I go like, whatever I want to do, I can still like, work on two of them, and then if I subdivide them, then they will all react the same at the same time. So yeah, so that's a quick trick. So let me add back to the chat. Um, you bet. It really feels good. Sorry, I'm like, answering like questions or like, sentences that came, um, I think like almost 30 minutes ago. But yeah, like Prashan like said, doesn't it feel good to stay in when it's cold outside? And yeah, you bet. Um, please make a sound effect for ZBrush. That would be yeah, that would be quite nice. But yeah, but there's like guys that are like so good at making sound effects while they're working. I mean, those guys, man, I think we would be like missing out on those guys. So um, yeah, Paul would definitely be great at that. Um, um, Prashant asked, like, do studios like yours encourage you to allow, time for new tools? And to be honest with you, it's not like the kind of thing that usually when we are like in production, it's really really hard. But those things are like slowly changing now. Like, studios are like a lot more aware of investing in tools or learning new techniques and pipeline really improve like the old. Sorry, I'm like shaking the webcam, but really improve like the pipeline and stuff like that. So now we're trying to make like in the week schedule to have like a little bit of time like dedicated like for other tasks than just production. But once again, it's like that thing works when we're not like in a rush. But as soon as we start like hitting like really production deadline and stuff like that, it's the first thing that get out. So it's, I guess it's like a case to case. But for us, we're kind of a any and when we reach the, let's just say we finish a game and then we're like ramping down. Usually that's a good time, when we're going to pre-production for like another game after that. It's like we got like a lot more kind of downtime to actually try and go refresh our skills. But still, I think it's even like on my own. It's usually I try like to keep up with the stuff coming out, because if you're waiting for like, let's just say a game like, like right now, like the games that we're ranking are like around like 2 or 3 years long. So if you're waiting for like 3 years to get updated on your stuff, it's I think you're gonna be missing out like a lot of things. Um, Yes, you're right. You can always like go to deformation. Like sometimes I was like struggling with the size and all that, like clipping and stuff like that. You can always like go unify. The only thing I would advise though, if you're actually going with that, is if you intend like to bring it back to the ZBrush or any other software, and you're worried about the matrix, that might, like bring your metrics like all over the place. Let's just say like for some reason like I sent one of those files to someone that is listening to the stream, is like and then click on this thing and then send it back to me, then nothing will match up, when I want to append it, or if I try to load it in ZBrush, they will get like different metrics, and just like trying to match them back to what they were can be like something that's kind of annoying. So I mean, like that's great. You can use it for sure, but just keep aware that if you're working alone in your own scene, you can definitely do that. But if you intend like to work in a production environment, maybe I would watch out for that. So how long I've been using ZBrush? I I think I've been using ZBrush since 2005. I'm tempted to say, but yeah, pretty much at the yeah, I think so because and it was I think ZBrush 3 back then, or yeah, I can remember, or 2.5, yeah, maybe 2.5, but yeah, I remember like basically I learned ZBrush in 2005, 2006, and no, I think it was 2005, and then once I hit like like back then I was like working in ads and in movies, and basically I remember like back then when I was like working for that studio that no longer exists. They had like a they just received like a kind of a beta license for Mudbox back then that was like made by Sky Matter, and yeah, I remember like this software just came out. But yeah, back then it was like so promising and all like to compete against ZBrush, but feels like as soon as they got bought by Autodesk, then everything went pretty much slower for development, sadly. And I think I might be wrong, but I think the Sky Matter studio was like made by guys from Weta. I think like they developed the whole thing for Avatar, or I don't know, not even. It's way after that. I can't remember. Maybe it was for King Kong or Lord of the Rings. Maybe it's more during that era. So yeah, I'm not like the oldest one in the industry, but yeah, I've been there for quite some time now. Hey, thanks Thomas for just pasting back all the questions. You my man. Oh, it's John. Sorry, so sorry, man. I'm so bad with like the nicknames. It's yeah, but still, you my man. I might get confused with your name, but thanks for helping out. So what's up, VFX Forge? That's my man. That's my Anycubic man. And this dude, you know what? Like my printer. I think I've been like going back and forth with China, like just to figure out what the hell is going wrong. Like they asked me like to update my firmware on my Photon, and man, since I did that, it couldn't be worse. Like my UV lamp worked, but now my LCD doesn't work at all. So I'm just like, I got, I think I got like 3 prints lined up just waiting like to be printed. But yeah, I just need like to figure out what the hell is going on with my printer. So sadly, it's not working for almost a month now, and yeah, they're sure taking their time for customer service. Like but yeah, don't worry, guys. As soon as it's working, I will definitely let you know and show you what kind of print I'm printing out. So in the meantime, I'm just like polishing my skills, you know. That's why. Ah man, for real? On one of the Form 2s, or that you had the leak? That's one of the thing. Like for the leaks, I think I went like to the dollar store and I bought like this plate. It's almost like a just a I think like a stainless kind of plate. And now I'm always like putting my printer into it just in case, like some kind of crazy leak happen. But yeah, I mean, like if you're not there, let's just say like it's a 8 hour print, and then you just let it go, and then it start like spilling and stuff. Like, and basically you come back and it's already like curing and stuff like that on your printer. It's Yeah, that must be one hell of a nightmare. Um, do any of you is actually sculpting tonight, or am I like the only one? And I'm not like only talking to my friends in the chat. I'm talking to the guys who actually watch it, but just there, like they never talk. They just hopefully they enjoy what they see. But yeah, I mean, don't be shy. Jump in, share your love of ZBrush. I'm gonna put 2 other straps. Right now I need to make a decision and go 1 strap or 2 straps behind the head. But I feel like 2 strap look cooler. 1 strap feels kind of more boring. So oh yeah, and I'm I'm thinking I'm gonna put like some kind of plate. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more polygons in that section again. So oh yeah. So people sculpting, right? Uh, right now the material that I use is actually the resin. It's the right now. I can show you. I got the bottle right over there. That's like the Anycubic resin. Like I got it. I think off AliExpress. So yeah, that's pretty much the cheapest one I found. It's like the official one from the printer. So, but yeah, I'm still struggling to use it just because my printer doesn't work out. So. Yeah. Hey, hola Colombia. Pretty sure it's warmer over there than over here. That's for sure. Yeah, one day I'll go to Brazil for sure, especially during winter. I mean, that must be awesome. The only, I went like to Caribbeans and Mexico, but I never really went like a lot more so than that. So, but yeah, I wish I would, eventually one day. So many cool places. Oh, only 5 minutes left. So yeah, if you feel you didn't share like enough love on the stream, then feel free to share some love over social media or on the next stream, because that stream, that's one of the things, like it's kind of annoying if you guys actually try to look at the schedule on uh, on the Twitch page. It might not be up to date because usually like the page goes up like on Monday, late Monday. So, and yeah, you might not see me streaming on the next Monday, the week after, but usually I should always be here during the same hour, which is the uh, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time to 10. So yeah, we can definitely catch up, and it's gonna be like mostly Mondays from now on. I'm trying like this new scheduling thing. It's I think it's at the same time it's I had like some people that wanted to reach out on different days but could never reach on Thursdays. So I definitely get that. So that's one of the reason why I've changed my dates. I just wanted to get the chance to talk to other friends from all over the world. It's always nice. And of course, from Brazil to Serbia. My bullet count for this character, I don't have a clue, to be honest with you. Like, it's right now, it's the worst, the last thing I'm actually worried about. And yeah, for print, it's because that's one of the thing. Like, if you want to go like all out, just go all out. Just make it so it's workable. And then, my kind of secret trick at the end, it's if I want to go, if I'm like really overboard, well, and I'm talking really specifically for not ZBrush, but for 3D print, I will really go like to the plugin and then go to the decimation master, which I can find right now, right over here. And I will pre-process like my part, and then I will try like to lower it. And you'll see right away, because some of the software, when you want to print it, they got like a hard time handling a lot of polygons, and it's gonna be like super choppy to work to navigate around. So that's mainly the number one reason why you would, you know, diminish the number of level. Sometimes it's just like depending on the scale, it might not be too, maybe like too noisy, so maybe the print result might not be what you like. But once again, it really depends at that level, at what kind of printer you got. But yeah, usually I'll try like to find like a, something that can go as low as possible, but by the same time that retains like you know, the a lot more detail. So yeah, that's my goal most of the time. Gonna subdivide. Oh no. Yeah, I'm just gonna handle like the last questions. Hey, what's up from Brazil? Yeah, another Brazilian in the house. Uh, yeah, okay, cool. Well, I'm glad you appreciate it that I can reach out on Mondays. How do you usually close your holes, like on the back of the collar? Uh, right now I isolated the part, but if you want to close it down, usually I'll let's just say, just for the sake of explaining this, let's go like with this, and then I'm gonna group mask. So I'm just gonna isolate this and then do delete hidden. Now I got like a big hole right there. So usually like the way I prefer is really the close holes, which is right over here, close hole in modify topology. So usually that's how I'm gonna be closing my holes. And then after that, I mean, if you wanna, because you see like right now it's two different poly groups. So what I'll do is I'll just isolate those two, mask them together, and then do a group mask. And then the topology right now it's kind of messy because for the start like a messy kind of mesh. But usually it's, if you got like a clean topology, it shouldn't be that bad. So I hope it answers your question for this. I'm talking so much, and by the way, like sorry if it's I'm always apologizing for the fact that I'm like not going as much as the speed as I would like to. But yeah, I guess I prefer to chat with you guys than sculpt. So yeah, just like finishing those small touches. But yeah, guys, like the main goal of this is really have fun, go crazy. Don't really like limit yourself by poly stuff like that. And yeah. So is that all? Yeah, yeah, that's the thing with Dynamesh. I don't Dynamesh if I'm going like over polygon, because Dynamesh, I think it's, even if you get like a really, well, first off, Dynamesh, I don't like it for polygon reduction, because it will just like generate new polygons all over the place. So let's just say like this surface, which is got like no detail at all, you will like have the same kind of polygon density than this region would got, which got like a lot more polygons. So it's not really well optimized. It will just like have, it will just put the same density everywhere, detail or not. And most of the time, what will happen, like if you got like a really super high detail kind of piece, you will just like mess it up because you will average out everything. So that's why I kind of stay away from Dynamesh. Dynamesh, I think for me, it's actually good for the whole when when you're using like a Sculptris Pro and you just want to do a block out, you want to grow forms, you don't want to close holes, stuff like that. I'll use it, but yeah, but outside of that, it's I don't use it when I'm like too far ahead, just because I feel like it's destroying most of my detail every time that I'm doing like a mask drag. So, but I think it's great. That's one of the strongest thing like in ZBrush. I wouldn't just like use it too much. As when I start like detailing a lot, then I would try like two separate parts or zero mesh them and then go ahead with zero mesh and then subdivide. So um yeah, thanks for being here. It was great to see you all. I think we just beat like a record right now. I think it's the first time I see like 70 people watching the stream at the same time. So yeah, yeah. Well, right now I'm in overtime because I'm like 4 minutes over. So yeah, I just want to be sure like nobody else had questions. You can't paint level of Dynamesh. I guess by masking. Is that what you're saying? Uh, because I'm not aware of that. Well, I think I'm gonna just before I finish. I think I'm gonna. Sorry guys if I'm like in overtime, but I think we'll try it out like together. I'll just save that. Well, thanks. I wish I could actually spend more time with you guys. That's the thing. Like I know, like like an hour and a half to work on a character and try to make it like detailed. It's kind of insane, but and it becomes like super kind of a super slow process. But at least like slowly you'll see what I'll do, and hopefully you can learn from it, or even like help me out. Like because like you mentioned, you can actually like because that's the thing with Dynamesh, you can and that like I'm aware of like the Dynamesh resolution. You can change the resolution of your Dynamesh, but I'm gonna go check Dynamesh, and I'm not sure where they use. It's not sub production. It's because you said you could actually level 1 is low, level 4 is high poly. So you paint the levels, but I'm not sure which part you're talking about. Is it like over here, the thickness? Shell thickness? I don't think so. Great shell. Add sub. Yeah. Yeah, if you got more info on that, definitely let me know. I'm curious to know if you can actually, because it's the first time I hear like something like that. So, but I mean, like there's so many hidden tricks in ZBrush that there could clearly be like a because just for fun, try it out. Like I've said. So I'm gonna do this and then go full resolution and then go Dynamesh. But I think it doesn't work. Yeah, with the mask. See, like so you need to work without a mask. So, but if you meant this works though, and I think this got like a different kind of yeah subdivide 1, 2, 3. I think you can subdivide like go quite crazy. If I go 6, I just wanna make everything crash. So right now it's like brush base. Yeah, I never know. Like I should spend more time learning those tools. I don't play a lot with the settings, so usually usually I just go brush base. So if my brush is big, then I got a lot of subdivisions, and then if it's small, I got a little bit of it. But yeah, but that's the thing. Like me too. The only thing that I know, I don't know if we're talking about the same thing, Elefante, but yeah, the only part that I know is like what I would been like using earlier, which is just like you just like go Control D or divide on the on mask section, then you will subdivide it. But that's no Dynamesh. It's still, you see like the all the topology still connects. It creates triangles, but it's still like a if you go Dynamesh, it will be a lot more messier than that. So um, yeah, that's what I do. That's the reprojection part. That's when I'll go with the freeze. I'll subdivide it. Well, I don't think I'm gonna do it like right now because it's gonna take a while. But since we're already over time, but maybe the next time I'll put like a note next to my thing, and next time I stream, I'll show you, how I use the reprojecting and the free subdivisions. Basically, just to give you like a quick, if you want to try it like on your end, I'll just like if I got like a high detail piece, and for some reason I want to zero mesh it because I don't like the topology, but I got like this crazy amount of detail. Let's just say, like this piece. I want to keep the detail, but I want to do a retopo over on top of it because right now I feel the topology is not following perfectly like all the, lines and forms. So what I'll do is like, if I got like 5 subdivision levels or something, I'll freeze them. So I'll go back to subdivision level 1, then I will do my zero measure with the. It could be the same, amount of polygons. It doesn't really matter. That like at that point it's like for you to choose. And even sometimes, let's just say I got like only one subdivision level, I will subdivide 2 3 times just in case I do like a subdivision so low that when I reproject, I don't reproject enough subdivision that it's not going up and go get all my level of detail that I had like before, just because the level 1 before I did my zero measure might be like 100,000, but after I did my zero measure it's only 10,000. So if my subdivision are exponential, like it might not reach out like the highest level of what I had before. So I hope I didn't lose you with my kind of crazy explanation. But yeah, basically I'll subdivide like a few times, even if I don't have like a lot of subdivision, then freeze them, then do my zero measure. Once I'm glad with like the new retopo, then I'll unfreeze to reproject everything on top. And then, I should have like the best of both worlds. So all my high level detail plus a brand new topology that follows that kind of mesh. So I'll put myself like a note next to my keyboard, and next time I stream next Monday, I will try to demonstrate that. So even if you can't be there, then look it up on the YouTube. Usually Pixologic puts up like the videos like a day or two after it's been streamed. So if you check by Wednesday next week, then you'll be able like, to know how I do it. So once again, it was awesome to actually talk to you, with all of you guys. I will still like take a look at questions stuff like that. If you still want to write it after the stream is actually over, I'll just note them and then come back at them later. So once again, thanks a lot for being there. I think it was awesome. Super glad to have you on board every Monday. And yeah, take it easy, guys. And I see you next week. Bye bye.